Let me be clear. If you're in a state where hurricanes often strike, like Florida or the Gulf Coast or into Texas, a vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the ridiculous media coverage surrounding Hurricane Ian. And this hurricane right now is approaching the west coast of Florida, so Tampa, Fort Myers, that particular area. I don't think Miami's really going to be affected, not by direct landfall, maybe by some of the outer bands getting rain. But as far as the eye of the hurricane, it's about to approach Tampa, Fort Myers. So hopefully if you live in that area or you're close to that area, you're safe. You're able to get to high ground. If you need to evacuate, please do so. But the media coverage surrounding this hurricane has been very interesting. I did not think that they could apply wokeness to hurricanes. But of course, in this year, 2022, everything is political. Everything is political. I was seeing a legitimate argument. And as a matter of fact, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to pull up this thing. You know, I posted a meme talking about the pronouns, right? Because Hurricane Ian, I suppose, to be a male name. So I'm thinking maybe they want the hurricane to have they, them pronouns, right? So I posted this meme right here, Florida right now, and then Democrats, what are Ian's pronouns? It's a little bit cut off right there, but you're able to see what's going on. What are Ian's pronouns in the midst of a hurricane that's devastating the state, right? Now, there was a legitimate argument on Twitter of someone saying we should use they, them pronouns for Hurricane Ian to annoy DeSantis, right? You got to attack DeSantis over the hurricane. And then this person says, I also like they, them to be gay, please. And this person says, you just suggested that we make a natural disaster that can impact millions of lives gay so that you can own a Republican. You honestly think that treating my sexuality as a political pawn is funny? It's not. It's offensive. Be better. This is a real thing. This is a blue check person. Now, I would think this would just be a comedy type routine. No. They're dead serious. They're dead serious, right? This thing has become very political, although it shouldn't be. And there's more. Let's check out this clip. This will be available in the description if you want to see it without my commentary. But you have Don Lemon trying to push climate change onto this hurricane, like hurricanes are somehow abnormal for the state of Florida and for the East Coast of the U.S. He's trying to push climate change, and the NOAA scientist is not really having it. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Can you tell us what this is and what effect climate change has on this phenomenon?
Well, we can come back and talk about climate change at a later time. I want to focus on the here and now.
So instantly, he brings up climate change, and instantly, Jamie Rome, who's the acting director for the NOAA National Hurricane Center, he's instantly saying, let's talk about that some other time. Let's talk about what's going on right now. Okay, you have this hurricane. You can see the hurricane right here. It's bearing down on Florida right now. That should be the main concern, not some political topic that may or may not apply, even if you do believe in climate change, which I don't.
We think the rapid intensification is probably almost done. There could be a little bit more intensification as it's still over the warm waters of the eastern Gulf of Mexico, but I don't think we're going to get any more rapid intensification. If you look here, you can actually see, pretty interesting for your viewers, you can actually see a second eye wall forming around the inner eye wall, and that's basically the second eye wall has overtaken the original eye wall, and that should arrest development.
So listen, I'm just trying to get that. You said you want to talk about climate change, but what effect does climate change have on this phenomenon that is happening now? Because it seems these storms are intensifying. That's the question here.
I don't think you can link climate change to any one event. Okay. On the whole, on the cumulative, climate change may be making storms worse, but to link it to any one event, I would caution against that.
He's trying to tell him, let's not bring up climate change right now. You can't just say, oh, climate change is the reason why Ian has been just becoming very powerful. Like, let's not do that right now. This guy may be someone who buys into the climate change thing, but not at this particular moment. And Don Lemon is really trying to press, but he's not budging.
Okay, well, listen, I grew up there, and these storms are intensifying. Something is causing them to intensify.
So Don Lemon's like, look, man, I'm from Florida, so whatever you're talking about, I don't care about Mr. Scientist. Although I say trust the science, believe the science, right now, I'm not really worried about that. I'm from Florida. I know these storms are intensifying, and I think climate change is causing it. So whatever you're saying, I don't really care about. That's what he's saying right here, without saying it, in my humble opinion. So there's that. And again, this video will be in the description if you want to see it without my commentary. But the reactions to this whole thing have really been crazy. I saw someone else try to attack DeSantis talking about, oh, well, the reason why the hurricane is intensifying is because DeSantis has been doing some weird things, and he's against a woman's right to choose, all kind of stuff like that. It's like, wait a minute. We're talking about Florida here. Florida is always at risk for hurricanes. They're right there. They're in, the southern part of the U.S. They're a peninsula. They have East Coast, West Coast. They're pretty much surrounded by water on three sides, except for like the very top. So they're at risk for hurricanes. It's always been like that. When I was a kid, I remember Hurricane Andrew and some of the more devastating storms. I've not really seen a devastating Florida storm in a long time, ever since I've been a little boy. But some people that are kind of young don't really remember Andrew and whatnot. And me being from Virginia, I know about hurricanes, and it's every year. You know they're going to be there from July to about Halloween time. And it's right around now. It's about to be October. So right around Halloween time is when the season is over with. But August, September, October, that's when a lot of the big storms happen. I think you had Hurricane Katrina back in August of 2005. I remember living through hurricanes, Hurricane Isabel and a bunch of other stuff in Virginia. So this is just what happens right around this time of the year. It's not anything new. So to say, oh, the storms are intensifying, how? Hurricane Andrew, I've not seen the Hurricane Andrew in a long time. If you have not heard about that hurricane, look it up. It was devastating. It was crazy. You have natural disasters. You have earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, fires, a little bit of everything going on. Snowstorms, blizzards. That's just what the earth does. Sometimes you have extreme weather events, and sometimes it's not a political situation that causes it. Maybe, just maybe, it's just a random event that happens. Do you think that if everybody bought a Tesla that there would be no more hurricanes? I mean, come on. Let's be serious. There are certain parts of the U.S., as I close, there are certain parts of the U.S. that were formed by hurricanes and earthquakes and tornadoes and massive flooding. Like if you go to Virginia, Willoughby Spit, right there in Norfolk, once you get to the HRBT, Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, it's a little area right there that was formed by a hurricane like 200 years ago or something like that. This is before the proliferation of carbon-emitting vehicles. So can you say that, oh, because everybody's driving the car, that hurricane caused a big change in the map of the East Coast of Virginia? Or was it just a natural disaster, the same as the earth has always had from the beginning of time? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? How do you feel about the politicization, if that's a word, of Hurricane Ian? Did you expect it? Did you not expect it? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think every and anything at this point is politicized. Okay, a natural disaster. People want to attack DeSantis talking about, oh, you're not prepared. This is a lax response. Just stupid stuff. It doesn't make any sense. The same natural disasters people have been prepared for the exact same way for a very long time, especially in Florida. They're used to big rain events, hurricanes, big winds, because they're right out there pretty much in the ocean as a peninsula. They're used to this kind of stuff. It's not new to Florida. I mean, the entire state from Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Tampa, Orlando, down to Miami, the Keys, they're used to it. This is nothing new. So let's not act like they're not prepared to deal with it. It's like New York City dealing with snow. They're used to dealing with snow. Now, if it snows in California, they're not really going to be ready, but they're going to be prepared for it in New York City the same way they're ready for a hurricane in Florida. Okay, the Miami Hurricanes, I mean, come on, let's just be all the way real. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.